here. The sun is just coming up over the mountains. Well, it's been coming up and now it's fully up. So I've got my little hat on because we've got a theme and I'm in green. We're doing some gardening today. You know, we had weeds, we had seeds. Now we got to talk about weeds, and not so much weeds as making room in your garden. I don't know if you've ever done what I did, but let me tell you an Orwin story. In Lansing, Michigan, I read in the paper, heard on the radio something about a community garden. They would give you 10 by 10 foot plot where you could go and garden. What? So, of course, I jumped on it because I am all about jumping on things and not following through usually. But here comes Bentley to say hello. So anyway, I go out and I look at this garden. Y'all, my gardening experience at that point was planting peppers and jalapenos, right? It's like 2 of each. And I grew up with a mom who gardened some. And so I had an interest in it. She had a green thumb. That woman could grow anything. And I am not kidding. Somebody sent her a floral arrangement that had just a stick of pussy willow in it. She snips off the end of the pussy willow, pops it in water, it roots, and she plants it, and the damn thing grows. So, and and her sister had a brown thumb. Her sister could literally kill cactus. So it was an interesting thing. I decided I wanted a garden. I wanted tomatoes and onions and peas and everything. So I go to the store, the gardening store, and they have plants everywhere. Oh my God, plants. And I buy, those of you who are gardeners are going to laugh, a flat of tomatoes. Now, those of you who are don't understand that a flat of tomatoes is like 24 plants, at least. And I bought peppers. I bought a bunch of stuff. I bought enough plants for probably 4 or 5 gardens, easily. I did give some of my tomato plants away, but then I planted 20 plants this close together right in the center of my garden. Well, of course they grow, but I don't know anything about spacing and pulling out the ones that aren't growing as well and to give the other ones room. So I end up with a tomato jungle that the center is just for the birds because nobody can get in there to get it. And I told all my neighbors, all the people around there, that they should just go in and get some. There was a lovely lady who lived right across the street from where the community garden was, and she was an elderly Black woman. And she would sit out on the porch, and we got to chatting, and she said, I watch those kids. I don't let them get over there in those gardens. I said, oh, ma'am, please let them get over there. And I said, I'm the one that planted all those tomatoes. And she started laughing. And she said, girl, I knew when I saw that. I said, well, I didn't. I needed somebody to come over and tell me how to do it. And she was going to help me the next year, but I ended up moving, so I didn't get to do it again. But what we're going to talk about is our magic as a gardener, right? Who out there has dreams, ambitions, goals? Right, like no hands got raised, right? And most of us have more than one. Most of us have, like me, I want to write a book. I want to get that oracle deck I've been working on going more. I want to get a journal going. So many things. But in order for our stuff to really get moving, we have to focus on the things that are going to grow the most. They have the best potential. So I've put together a spread for you, and it's a custom spread that I designed for y'all are the only ones that are going to get it at this point. It may get published later down the road, but not yet. It is yours. Oh, you see? Hello, sunshine. You'd think I mean it, but not right now. And it is me under here, see? But I am being blinded. What we're going to do today, I'm going to demonstrate how this works. So there's 3 rows in the spread. You've got the PDF. If you don't, let me know. I'm going to be using Mystic Mondays. This is by Grace Dwong. And it was a Kickstarter deck. And I'm probably going to be selling it. It's a beautiful deck, but it doesn't speak to me. So, and I do have a huge deck sale going on, y'all. I'll try to put a link in. Oh yeah, if I think about it. But if I don't, go over to my personal site, and it's wide open. I'm pretty public, and you can take a look at what decks I've got for sale. I've got some for sale as low as $5. So, and some are not. Some are very collectible. Okay, so what we have here is the first row is seeds. Now you want to have a card for each seed. For me, I've got Zoom classes, that's 1. Spread book, that's 2. And what will we call 3? We'll call 3 Ko-fi. It's something I'm kind of working on. So I'm going to lay 3 tarot cards out. And I'm going to show you, I gave you a variation in the PDF on how to do this with an oracle and a tarot deck. And that's what I'm going to show you here. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to cut, I always shuffle the cards, and then I cut them with my non-writing, my non-writing hand, my left hand, towards my writing hand. So I'm picking them up and putting them down, and picking them up and putting them down. And then I put them back in order from that first pile to the middle pile to the last pile. And the first card I'm turning up is for Zoom classes, and I'm going to lay it down. I'm not going to look at it. And then for the book, and then for Ko-fi. Okay. So the way I personally like to do my readings is I read the first row. I look at what I've got, and then I'm going to lay the other ones down. I'm actually going to do it differently today, and I'm going to lay each row down, and we're going to read them in order. So I'm putting down the second row, which is growth. Growth is, how are they doing? Which ones aren't showing a lot of growth? Like if I get a 4 of Pentacles for one, that's going to be not a good growth, right? That's watching your resources. It's kind of pulling back. So we're going to look at the cards and see how they fit with each thing. Then I'm going to lay down potential. And I have 4, you have 4 seeds on the spread, but you can do 2 seeds, 7 seeds. I wouldn't recommend doing more than 7 because it's just going to get really confusing. You know, you might, if you have more than 7, you might just do row 1 and row 2 and weed out what's not showing growth before you even go to the potential. Now, I just did it all with tarot. Ha, ha, ha. Arwen, back it up. Okay, so I'm not doing it all with tarot. Let me shuffle this all back in. I get talking and then I forget what I'm doing. And then I'm going to use, where are they? The Botanical Inspirations, because it's a little floral deck and I adore this deck. It's being sold in MoMA in New York. And they keep requesting more and more. It sells like hotcakes there. So let's see. This is going to be for the growth. And I'm just going to lay down the cards. And I am going to, again, shuffle. And there. I cut it with my right hand. Arwen, you didn't do what you said. I know. Oh, my God. I'm so washed out. I'm like a ghost. There. I'm not here. I'm soaking up some vitamin D. Okay. So Botanical Inspirations is for growth. Now, I'm going to do something a little crazy. I'm going to mix these 2 cards up. Now, this is going to drive me crazy because eventually I have to go back and take them all apart, right? So, let's see how we do. Oh, my gosh. Now, let's see if I can even shuffle them. I don't know if I can shuffle them, guys, because I've got big hands, but this is a big stack of cards. Hang on. No. Okay, so I'm just going to shut my eyes and shut them. The reason I shut my eyes is because I don't want to look down and say, oh my God, I've got a bunch of cards here. I need to get them mixed up. That's because kind of counterintuitive to what I do. Maybe I'll hold my eyes up here. And I just want to get them all mixed in as best I can. And I shuffle and mix until I feel, I don't know how to describe it, a pushback from the cards, okay? So, and I talk about that a little more in my, I have a 9-week class out there. You know, I may have to cut a deal for the Oh Yeah folks and give y'all a deal if you want to take that. Let me know if that interests you. It's a 9-week course. It's online. You get it in your email. Maybe I should give a 10 or 15% discount to people in this group. Y'all just let me know what you think. And if you think it's a good idea, I'll set that up. So I've got these, I think, shuffled. Let's see. Okay, now, do you see how they shuffled? They didn't. That kind of tells me a lot of things. It tells me, one, this isn't the best idea for this. I mean, that's just how I'm going to go with this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them all back together. And I'm going to try one more time on a shuffling method. Let's see. Get them divided up more evenly. That worked. Okay, so, and some people think I'm crazy when I say, oh, they didn't want to be shuffled together. But that's how I work, y'all. So let's see. And I really want to hear from you guys on how your journal is going. I hope you're keeping up with your tarot journal and using that sheet that I gave you last month. No. Because it's important that you keep your journaling going, right? It's an important part of your work. It's an important part of how you develop as a tarot reader. And, if you're a witch, which I assume you all are, you're in a witchy year with Aura and an Ember, you kind of want to, you got to keep your hand in. You got to keep going with it. Because if you don't, it gets stale and you get a little hesitant. And hesitant, it is what it is, but you don't need to be hesitant. Get comfortable, get confident. I encourage you to use your friends as guinea pigs. Yeah, I'm trying to shuffle these and they're just like, no, we're too much. Okay, so they are too much. Let me, okay, a card fell. Oh, which way are y'all going? That way, okay. So. That is so funny. I am looking at them now because I am intentionally trying to get them to mix up. Well, let's just go ahead and see. Let's go ahead and put them together. Cut. This is our potential. Potential, let me get the right hand up. Potential is what potential do they have? Will they bear fruit? Will they come to fruition? Okay. So, and I have all botanical inspirations. So, that's interesting. I tried. Mama tried, y'all. Mama tried. Yeah, they don't shuffle in together. So I think, and there's an oracle, there's a person doing an oracle deck and tarot card on Kickstarter. It's called the Arc Tarot, I think is what the ARK. Animals. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. I have put my name in for it. I'm hoping it funds. It looks like it will. It's fairly close and got quite a bit to go, so that's good. So okay, Arwen, stop separating your cards. No, and let me get back to was that card? No, I've had a card haunting me out of this deck, and one just flipped up on me. And I thought, damn it, there it is again. Okay, so let's take a look, shall we? Row 1 was Zoom classes. Queen of Swords. That's actually a good card for this because it is online, it's air stuff, it's teaching, and it's something I really want to do. Now we're going to look at growth for this one. I'm reading them down. The growth for this is violet, faithfulness and modesty. Modesty is a shining light that prepares the mind to receive knowledge and the heart for truth. Madame Guizot. Come on, focus, baby. There. So faithfulness is the word that comes up to me because y'all know me. I am scattered. But let's see what the potential is. Pansy, sweet thoughts. Pray you love, remember. And there are pansies. That's for thoughts. It actually has a really good feeling to me because it's the Queen of Swords who is the teacher, the instructor. And then we go to Violet, which is faithfulness and modesty. And I don't know everything. I just don't. And anybody who says they know it all is lying. And then sweet thoughts. Yeah, because what I want to do is impart joy. I want to impart a learning and a love of learning and an enjoyment of learning. I'm sorry, Bentley's over here lying in the sun. I was like trying to hear what that noise was. The next one is Book of Spreads. Okay, 10 of Wands. Pretty clear answer, right? That's a lot. You're taking on a lot. Make sure you know what you're doing before you get standing up. What this is pointing out to me is that my Book of Spreads right now has like, I don't know how many spreads, and I need to trim it down. I need to get serious about what I want it to be. What is the growth potential? Morning glory, affection and determination. The morning glory, which blooms for a day, differs not at heart from the giant pine that lives for 1,000 years. Alan Watts. Now that speaks to me on the idea of, I have thought, well, my God, there's so many Book of Spreads out there. Everybody's doing one. Do I really want to do one? And I think this says that, yeah, you know, but it's your determination. And do you have the determination to finish this? Because it is a burden. It is a very cluttered thing right now with that 10 of Wands. Now, what is the potential? Prosperity and compassion, Peony. Prosperity depends more on wanting what you have than having what you want. One of my very favorite quotes about wealth. So there's a wealth potential, but it's really more about being happy with what I produce, making sure that I put out the right thing for me and not just trying to see is it marketable. So this last one is Ko-fi. Ko-fi is an online place where it's like Patreon, but not. Like Patreon, but not. Because people don't have to subscribe. They can just come donate if they like or if they don't like. Sorry. Bentley decided now was the time to come get some love. So let's see what Ko-fi gets. The Chariot. And the Chariot is about drive and determination and making sure you know where you're going, right? Don't be half-assed about the Chariot. It's mastery is one of the names of this card. So what is the growth? Delicate fleeting beauty, the Venice mallow. When life is not coming up roses, look to the weeds and find the beauty hidden within them. That would make me think that Ko-fi is not going to be my best area to focus on right now. And that right up front says, out of the three, that's the one to put aside. And what's the potential? Enlightenment. No lud, no modus. No mud, no lotus. And it is the sacred lotus. When I look at these, my first thought is Zoom classes is the big thing. That's a good thing. It's got potential. I need to move on that. And this week, I've actually been doing some Zoom stuff. I did a Patreon chat on Tuesday. I did a Meet the Medium yesterday, which was an open for everybody. And tonight I'm doing my Patreon live reading for my $10 people and up. So really, really like this Zoom one that really seems to have the most potential. The spreads one is not out of the question, but it is definitely on the what do you think table, because I have got to get focused. I have got to dig in and be real about what it is I want. Now, that can be a little difficult for the R one because I am, after all, Pisces with Aquarius rising. So, and I'm checking my cards now to make sure they're all going the same way, because these oracles don't have reversals. But look at this little box. Isn't that sweet? And it's got a little lift out ribbon if you need it. And a great book. And it's also got a card in there about the language of flowers. It's on my keeper list. That's not a deck I'll ever sell. I will always keep that deck because I just adore it. I hope that this has helped you see how the spread gets done, how it gets worked. And if there are certain spreads you want, or if you have questions for me, ask me in the Facebook and tag me so I know. I will try to get in there and answer. And, if I don't answer right away, feel free to tag me in another couple of days, like 3. No tagging every hour on the hour. Nathan. Just teasing Nathan. He's one of my faves. So I'm Arwen. I am your professional joy seeker. I also like to call myself the Tarot Hawk because I like sparrowhawks and I like the alliteration, rhyming, whatever. Seek joy, y'all. Pass it on. Where's the red button? Remember, guys, if nobody else says it to you today, I love you.